Alright guys, so we have our dogfight, Mirage, against the JF-17. Now the JF-17 proved to be a fairly capable aircraft in terms of BVR when you have a data link available. If you don't, then you're going to struggle a little bit. But when it comes to dogfighting, the Jeff doesn't really have what it takes to be that competitive. If I remember correctly, the developers actually said pretend you don't even have a gun. So that says a lot about the Jeff in terms of its dogfighting capabilities. So here we are, we just merged with the Jeff. He went for a split S, and I'm just going to loop over the top here. It's going to be really easy for me to come up on his 6 o'clock once he's done this maneuver here. You can see he's trying to counter it there, but it's going to cause him to lose a lot of speed, and it's going to make it really easy for me with the controllability of the Mirage here and the nose authority to get up behind him and to just sit here. So at this point he's pretty dead. There he is. He's trying to get a little funky with it, but it's just not going to be enough. And the more he does this, the more energy he's going to bleed off. And the Jeff doesn't really do well with bringing that energy back quickly. So he's going to have to sacrifice a lot of altitude to get that energy back. So I'm going to try to lead him here and get some rounds off right here. Hit. Alright, so pretty easy kill. Saw pilot ejection there, so that's good. So here we go with the second merge. Once again, JF-17 about 8 miles in front of us. And so you saw how easy it was for the Mirage to maneuver and stay on the tail of the JF-17. So the JF-17, I mean, it can hold its own in like a Fox 2 fight, something like that. But when it comes to guns, I personally don't feel like it has what it takes to be very competitive, especially against something like a Mirage. So that's the merge. We're just gonna keep it level. He's gonna go slightly vertical. I don't recommend staying level in a merge like I just did, but I'm kind of just goofing around at this point. And so we have JF-17, there he goes. Nice. Alright, so we're just gonna throw it over, maneuver in relation to the Bandit. And so him going down like that, he's gonna gain a lot of energy. I'm going to be slow, but I'm going to have better positioning as I come up behind him here. And there we go. And that's it. So unless he can do something really crazy or I do something really stupid, at this point I'm pretty comfortable just sitting back here and waiting for the opportunity to kill him here. You can see he's in a right-hand bank. He's dropped his nose a little, trying to get some energy back. And now he's going for the climb. I'm not sure if he's trying to go for a rate fight at this point, but it's not really a great idea, I don't think, personally, in this situation. Now he's nose down here. I'm going to pull a little bit of lag, not going to pull too hard because I can't get a solution. And so he's going to reverse his turn, which is good for me. And he's going to turn the other way. Looks like he's doing a little bit of jinking, trying to get creative, trying to throw me off. But you see, the Mirage is going to have far more control in these situations than the Jeff is. So, you see this? Like, I'm stuck to him. And he's going to do a leg displacement roll. Well, sort of. He's going to reverse it. Here we go. Haha. That's another thing. When you do so many twists and turns like that, you just get slow. Become an easy target. Okay, so I think it's pretty obvious at this point that the Jeff is not the greatest dogfighter of all time. Like I said, pretty capable in the BVR environment, assuming that you can maintain your situational awareness, for which you'll need the data link, but otherwise the Jeff doesn't really have an advantage when you get up close to it. And here we go, he's trying to merge low. It looks like he's gonna go right under there, and he's gone for the split S, which, as we saw in the previous round, never a good idea. I'm going to go vertical to counter that, which is going to slow me down, but I'm going to get a better position behind him. There he goes, we got him locked up underneath. Because he's so fast, because the gravity pulled him through that turn in the split S, it makes it very difficult for him to pull a tight turn. I mean, he can, but he'll black out, so he kind of can't. Right, so in this situation, it's really easy for me to just pop up behind him. And so, not that he had any advantages to begin with, but he didn't do himself any favors with that kind of maneuver. Here he is trying to reverse it. Got lucky there. One of those could have easily clipped him. Still off in front here. And you see he's slow, right? He did all these turns and stuff. And he's full burner, but he's still pretty slow. Okay, here we go. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Ooh, I think we clipped his wing. Oh, no pilot ejection. Alright, here we go. This is the last round that we're going to do with the Jeff. This time I'm going to do something a little stupid. I'm going to give him the advantage. So I'm not going to pull too hard through this turn. Actually, I'm going to go real easy. And we're going to let him win the merge here. And once he gets behind us, we're going to see how easy it is for us to get him off. Now, the only danger here is how good his gunnery is. And if he can get back there and really put some nice rounds out, he could possibly hit us. So this is going to be a little risky, more stupid than risky, but we're going to do it just for fun. So there he is. He's positioned himself behind me. That's because I took a real slow and long turn in the merge. I barely pulled any G's there. And so he's behind us now. You can see him trying to pull up behind. There he is. We're blacking out a little bit. We're going to go vertical because we have a lot of speed, even though I don't usually recommend it. We're not going to commit too long to the vertical. And here he comes. He's probably going to shoot a little bit here. Jink a little bit. There he goes. Okay, he tried to get some rounds off, but I saw it coming. So we're okay. And so now we're slow. Oh. Okay, this guy might be actually decent with his guns. He's not terrible. Oh. And there's the lag displacement roll, and JF-17 goes in front. He had a couple opportunities there where he could have probably killed me with a little bit of luck if some of those bullets had hit me. So it's not like the Jeff is completely handicapped when it comes to a dogfight or something like that. Like, it can hold its own in the hands of a good pilot. And unfortunately, he's up against the Mirage here today, which is one of the best gunslingers in the game. So See, look at this, trying that leg displacement roll. Look at me right here. I'm going to follow that. Like next to zero energy from me. Those almost hit him too. But I'm still in complete control of the aircraft. Like that's just purely due to the delta wing designs that we see here. And he's going to outrun me just a little bit here because I got so slow on that roll. But you can see he's also pretty slow, so it's not like he's outrunning me, really. And so I'm just going to put that vector in front of him. We're going a little bit behind now, legging as he pulls through. We're kind of high aspect. And he's trying it again. He's trying to force that overshoot. So, oh, if his nose was just a couple degrees lower, he might have had something there. That was very nice, actually, by him. I didn't see that coming. So yeah, this has been a better round for the Jeff for sure. He's putting up a much better fight. Look at that, look at that. Get him. There it is. I saw it. When I saw him falling on my nose like that, I knew it was the end. Alright, there it is. So you can see the Jeff can hold its own, but it's outmatched in the dogfight. Alright guys, so this is our attack view. Blue Mirage, red JF-17, coming in at the merge here at 505 true airspeed, Mach 0.81 for the JF-17. And the Mirage is coming in at the true airspeed of 641 knots, Mach 1.02, okay? So that means that the Mirage is much faster in the merge there. And so what that's going to do is that it's going to create a situation where I won't be able to pull as hard on the stick because I came in a little too fast because my pilot's going to start blacking out, right? However, what I do know is that I'm pretty fast. So what I'm going to do is go vertical. Not necessarily like fully vertical, but kind of just, you know, like off to the side a little bit here as I try to turn around, hoping that gravity will help slow me down and I can convert my kinetic energy into gravitational potential that I can convert down the road whenever I want to kill him. So as I come around the top, also you can see the gravity is going to help me get a nice tight turn at the top here. The JF-17 has decided to dive for what looks almost like a split S maneuver, kind of a lopsided split S. And so what that's going to do is it's going to make him really, really fast as he pulls through that because gravity is pulling him down. And so that's going to create a really long circle here, and he's probably going to be really fast. He won't be able to keep it too tight because he'll black out if he does. And so what that's going to do is create a long circle that should make it easy for me to slot in behind him, which is pretty much exactly what you see here. Look how tight this turn is at the top, even though I was really, really fast in the merge. Just going vertical like that and using that, like that oval at the top that gravity is going to help pull your nose through. It helps a lot. Notice how I come right up behind the JF-17. Right, so as he pulls through that maneuver, he sees me come down right behind him, and now he has this problem. And it's a huge problem when you got a Mirage on your tail like this, because it's very, very difficult to get a Mirage off you. Now, unfortunately for the JF-17, it's not the greatest dogfighter. Definitely not one of the greatest gunslingers of his time. And so it's going to struggle in a situation like this. You can see that he's trying to get all kinds of crazy to keep himself alive. He's trying to do these barrel rolls, as the barrel rolls will oftentimes cause an overshoot if the other guy's not paying attention. But the thing is, with the Mirage, it's easier for me to do a barrel roll. And the problem for him, actually, in the barrel rolls, when you see JF-17s try to do them, he didn't really do too many here. But when a JF-17 tries to barrel roll to get you to get off him, and by barrel roll, really what we mean is like a lag displacement roll. And what happens is he does the roll, he gets slow, but he doesn't have the control that a Mirage would have. A Mirage can do the lag displacement roll and still be very much in control of its flight. So the Mirage has a pretty significant advantage in that sense. So here we go, we're just nicely set up on a 6 o'clock here, and he's getting pretty low. He sees my nose, he's watching the nose pull in front, so he knows that the rounds are coming. So as you look back, all right, so we'll switch to the JF-17 here. Okay, so as you look back and you see the full frontal profile of the Mirage, or whatever aircraft you're fighting, you know that he's going to set up for a kill shot here, because he's leading. He's either leading, well, he's not quite leading, but he's on pure pursuit at that point. And you'll see him pull his nose forward. So you see right there, my nose wasn't forward all the way. So when I shot, they fell short. But look at this situation where I actually hit him. You can very clearly see that the aircraft is, well, maybe not clearly for you guys, but like I can make it out that the nose is kind of pointed up slightly. And when you can kind of start making out the underbelly of the enemy aircraft, that's when you know that he's pulling a lead pursuit on you. And if he's pulling lead, he's very likely about to shoot at you. Okay, so this is what happens. He does try to, like, I'm sure he would have tried to jink there, but one, he's really low to the ground, and two, I was so close that there was basically no reaction time at all. So you can see he gets hit on the wing. Look at this control of the Mirage, man, I love it so much. Look at that. Just comes that close to the ground, doesn't even care. Yeah, so this is the one where I think I chipped his wing and he just lost control of his aircraft and just died. So basically, the lesson to take from this one here is the split S is always a bad idea in a merge. I mean, probably not always. I hesitate to make a 100% statement, but I can't think of many situations where the split S is a good idea. Just automatically puts you in a bad situation, especially if the guy goes vertical on the merge. He just basically slots in behind you, right? Look at this. Watch the quick play of that. Just lops behind you and boom. It's game over. Okay. All right, let's see if we can do another tac view here. Okay, so this is the second tac view here. This is the one where we allow the JF-17 to get a bit of an advantage over the Mirage and try to flip the fight. We can see a merge of true airspeed of 568, me for 578, so not too different. And we got the merge right there. Again, 279 for 262, so not too different in terms of airspeed. Now as we go through the merge, you can see that I'm not really pulling too hard on the stick at all. Because like the Mirage can beat the Jeff in, you know, the merge here. And so look at my turn rate. Right, I'm looking at a turn rate of 9.6, only pulling 5 Gs, like basically putting no stress on the aircraft here. Down to 3 Gs, a turn rate of 6 degrees per second, so like nothing crazy from the Mirage. I'm basically just letting the Jeff pull through that turn. And you can see the Jeff really starting to turn nicely at the 466 mark, closer to about 400 or 380 knots indicated airspeed. And you can see it does a nice tight turn, and the Mirage has got this really long turn. Again, this is not due to the Mirage. This is due to me not pulling the stick hard enough. And so what we end up with is a situation where the JF-17 pulls right up on the 6th, the Mirage. He definitely wins this merge, and he's going to come up behind, and we're going to continue to just let him sit back there for a second. So my theory here was, once he gets back there and he gets close enough, we'll do a lag displacement roll and get him off of us. However, as he comes up behind, he starts shooting that gun, which is a terrible gun sight, by the way, on the Jeff. Absolutely terrible. But he's getting some good rounds off, and I'm feeling that it's a little risky for me. So I tried to climb here, little bit of a roll off, because you don't want to continue climbing. You know, we've talked about this many times in other videos. The reason I go for climbing here is because, yeah, he's pretty close, but I have a lot of speed, right? A true air speed of 600, like, I'm pretty good, right? I got a lot of speed, so I have options. Once I start climbing, if he starts shooting, I'm still maneuverable. But you can see I still don't commit to going vertical completely. What I'm doing here is changing the geometry of the fight, possibly taking it into a vertical rate fight, depending on what he does. Now, as I'm coming back down, he starts getting some rounds off, and you can see I'm not getting hit, but those, like, tac view is showing hits. Well, not really, because tac view would go white if it showed a hit, but it's definitely registering some really close rounds going right by me. So I'm like, all right, maybe this guy, like, he's not the one for me to play these games with. So I start to kind of take it a little bit more seriously. And you can see that Jeff here is still getting some rounds off, very close rounds. You know, and I'm jinking here at this point. I'm just trying to do some movements that will keep him from getting able to kill me easily. And you can see here he's real close. At this point, he's 376 feet. He is well within the control zone. And so watch me here. We do the leg roll, and there goes the Jeff. He just went from being 360 feet behind to 360 feet in front. And notice how the Mirage is still totally in control of its flight. So it's performing a leg displacement at a true airspeed of 225 or an indicated airspeed of 197 knots. That's fairly slow, okay? And it does that. Look at that indicated airspeed, actually gaining speed as it does it, right? This is a characteristic of the Delta wing design. Very controlled. And then you can see still very much in control. Right, so as he starts to overshoot, I'm not struggling to control my aircraft. And then at this point, it's just a matter of me staying on a 6 long enough to kill. It's no big deal. And we're gonna go this way. And again, he's not doing anything crazy here. He's just doing some loops and rolls, just trying to stay alive. There's no, like, tactics. I'm just staying on a 6, watching my throttle. At this point, he tries to, well, I get a little target fixated. He doesn't really do much to force it. And I end up almost overshooting, but simply doing that leg displacement roll again. Right here, you'll see that. Look at this. And once again, look at this indicated airspeed of 138, I think was the lowest I saw there. And you can see I just sit right back on him. With the Jeff, he can't do that. He can't do a leg roll at 138 indicated airspeed and still remain in total control of the aircraft like the Mirage here. Okay. And you can see he tries it there, but you see that? You see that? He tries the leg displacement there, but you can see he loses slight control of the aircraft. That's a true airspeed of 156. Look at that. Look at that. You see that? You see how he like loses control as he goes through the roll? Look at that. And then he dies, right? Very simple kill for me. Okay, guys. So that's the second tac view. We're not going to do all the tac views because this would be a 2-hour video. I hope that you guys found this video useful, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye, guys.